Did he pay tithing on that money?
Okay.
That's good. That's good. I don't know. We have. I was going to present a what you got? There's some turtle. Oh yeah.
Longer. Yeah.
There you go. We got our snacks. Here we go. That's right. Now I've got a I've got a parenting situation to run by y'all, and I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what y'all would do or would have done, and see if we can get any comments out there as well. All right, you ready?
Yeah, lay it on us.
So,
hold on. All right, I'm ready.
Now you're ready. Okay. My 7th grade son comes home from school recently, and he says, "Hey, Dad, I made $120 today." I said, "Really? How in the world did you do that?" He said, "Well, somebody dared me to spray perfume in my mouth."
What?
So I told them I wouldn't. They first offered me like $10. I said I wouldn't be willing to do it for that. And then one girl offered me 20, and then another boy offered me $100. And when he said that, I said, "All right, I'll do it for $120. You give me 20, you give me 100, and I'll do it." And so he ends up doing it. And they didn't have the money on him, only on them then. So he tells me this before he's actually received the money. And so I said, I wouldn't bet on receiving that money. He said, They promised they would. And I said, well,
show me the money.
Yeah,
show me the money.
Show me the money. Exactly. Anyway, the next day, the girl ends up bringing him $10. So he comes home. He says, "Hey, she gave me half of it." Next day, he comes home with the other half of that 20. And so you got $20 there. And I said, I don't think that boy, he's not going to bring you $100. And so anyway, third day he comes home, he's got $100 bill in his hand. That Joker got $120. I'm like, hold on. First of all, did that boy go steal $100 from his dad's wallet or something?
Yes. Where's the 7th grader getting $100 from anyway?
That's what I'm wondering. So the question is
crypto money.
How do you respond to his entrepreneurship here?
Wow. Oh gosh.
Right.
What kind of it was perfume or cologne?
It was perfume.
You know what kind it was? I mean,
I don't.
Well, yeah, that might be different too.
That reminds me of, I mean, the thing is, on one hand, you could say, man, this kid's smart. You know, he's and there's people that make careers out of this, like freaking Johnny Knoxville and, whatever, like literally made millions of dollars. There's people that have literally become rich from just doing crazy, ridiculous things.
There was a whole show called Fear Factor. I'll remind you.
Yeah. And a whole show called something else that, that I won't repeat on the podcast.
Right. This is Linger longer, man.
It was one spray or how much?
Yeah, no, it was just one spray, and then he immediately just kind of wiped his tongue off on his shirt.
The thing is, paid him after he wiped it off.
Yeah,
man.
Here's the thing. It reminds me of something. Many years ago, in a past life, I was working at the trailer plant, and I was sitting at. It's when we were sitting out front. There was a little picnic table, and every morning we'd have a 15-minute break. We'd all run out there in the lunch truck and come around. We'd all get like a honey bun or something, and sit there, take our little break. And everybody, there was ashtrays at every table. Everybody was smoking a cigarette, and there was nobody cleaned out these ashtrays. So these ashtrays were just coated with gunk in the bottom.
Right.
And there was this one guy. He was from up north somewhere. And somebody at the table was like, "Man, I'll give you $20 if you lick the bottom of that ashtray." He's like, "No, man, you're crazy." And somebody else piped up, "I'll give you $20 too." Somebody else like, "Dude, I'll add 20 to it." I don't even remember what it got to, but at some point it was something crazy. It was like $160, $200 or something. And sure enough, man, he licked the bottom of that nasty. It just licked all that nasty gunk off the bottom of that ashtray. It was the most disgusting thing. But the thing is, in that case, you could look at it and say, man, he made a smart investment. He did just a silly, ridiculous thing. But the thing is, we weren't laughing with him. We were laughing at him.
Right.
And, for us, it wasn't like, look how awesome this guy is. He licked the bottom of an ashtray. We were like, look at this idiot. He licked the bottom of an ashtray for money. What
Right.
a dummy. So.
Yep. Yep.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, one thing right off the bat is if you're spraying perfume in your mouth for money, you can't say the idea stinks. But let me ask you this. Would you be more disappointed that he's getting paid $120 for spraying one pump of perfume into his mouth? Or would you be more disappointed if he gave someone $100 or $20 to spray perfume in their mouth?
Now that's an interesting question there, because I definitely wouldn't want my kids paying anybody to do anything.
Right.
No.
I definitely don't want them doing that. So if there's going to be any money exchanging, right, definitely going to be on the receiving end.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like it's probably a bad idea. I would probably struggle with trying to tell them you should give the money back, or whatever.
So that,
or half the money back or something, or
so that was going to be a follow-up question. But before we get into that, because we did have that discussion. But before I get into that, my initial kind of my fatherly advice, my dad self, I said, look, $120, that's nice. I said, you got to look at what you're doing. Okay. If you're willing to spray perfume in your mouth, that again, you don't know what kind of ingredients are in there. You have no idea. Okay. What, if you're willing to do that, what are you willing to do above that? And so these decisions, these dares end up building upon each other. And if somebody knows that you're willing to do something for money, and somebody hears about it, somebody else is going to say, hey, I dare you to do this. I'll give you 20, I'll give you $50 to do this. Right. And so then it continues to build upon itself. And then eventually you're making bad decisions. Right. And you're seeking after riches, so to speak, or you're seeking after money in a what's that?
Or fame.
Or fame in a in an unwise way that could lead to injury, death of some kind, right? So that was what I told him. Look, I don't do that. Okay, don't take bets and take dares for money. Okay, because it just leads on top of other things.
I got another question for you, Jackson.
Okay.
Did he pay tithing on that money?
Okay. That's good. That's good. We actually haven't had that. We actually have not had that conversation. But I would say yes on that for sure.
First goes the tithing, and then comes the dad tax. You got to talk to him about
dad
the dad tax.
I have implemented dad tax before, for sure.
That's
Absolutely.
a big one. That's a big one. No, I mean, I think ultimately it's physically safe. Like, are you doing something that's going to hurt you? Like, are you thinking that through in your your teenage brain, that this is a bad idea for XYZ reasons? Those types of things. Is it physically bad for you? Is it spiritually bad for you? And to your point, is it setting you up for a bad precedent that's going to lead you down potentially bad pathways? And then two is, I guess are you taking people's money in an unfair way? I don't know. It's hard to draw that line there. I mean, it wasn't too long ago we were talking about Jack Dempsey literally fighting people for money to just eat and stuff. I'm like punching people in the face to get some money. I don't know. And we've all done some silly stuff. I mean, think about even like church dances and stuff. I dare you to go ask her to dance, or whatever, and you do it off of a dare or something like that. But yeah, that's a tricky one. The one thing we can agree on is I would rather him be on the getting paid side than him coming home and telling me, I gave this kid $100 to spray perfume in his mouth.
That's what I was going to say. Not only is it stupider to pay money to watch somebody do something, but like going back to my example of the guy licking the ashtray, it's almost like a form of bullying, really. Just we're gonna give this idiot some money so he'll do something stupid so we can laugh at him.
Yeah.
And that might not always be the case, but sometimes it is, and that'd be something to look out for as well.
So would you suggest that your son or daughter give the money back, or give a portion of it back, or anything like that?
I mean, everybody's a little different, I guess. Like I probably would. Thinking about my son, just because I think that fits his personality best. But that's just me and my perception of his friends. I don't know. Or I mean, I would maybe a compromise, like say, hey guys, I got to thinking about it. It's probably not fair that I took your money. Either I gave it to you back, or maybe how about this? Let's do a classroom pizza party or something like that. Like we'll spend the money on that rather than me keeping the money or whatever. Or something, like that. Create or have them come up with an idea of what else you could do with it, alternatives and stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of been my thought process. Is to I'm not going to make him give it back, but I am going to suggest, like, give some suggestions.
Take half first, or tithing, and then you take half, and then
right, and turn around and do something generous.
Do
something generous maybe with that, with the boy that they gave him the money, and the girl. I mean, the girl gave him $20 too, stuff. So again, it's just getting back to what we had talked about in the Come Follow Me podcast, about figuring out this parenting deal.
That's tough, man, because on the other hand, people have built Mick Foley, wrestling, like Mick Foley built a huge career. And the thing is, that was what WWE back then, World Wrestling Entertainment, so Mick Foley came in and he played several different characters.
WWF.
Was it WWF?
It's WWE now. They made him change.
Kenny, you old. You can't be pulling WWE stuff.
Okay, yeah. That's right. So but anyway, so he played these different characters, and he didn't really have what it took to be successful, like to be a successful wrestler, you needed to be, this big, they want to be good looking and, muscular, and like, you have to have all this stuff. And he didn't really have all that going for him. But the thing he did have going for him is that he was willing to do anything. There was nothing that he wouldn't do. Nothing too crazy, nothing too dangerous. Like one time he, what was it there? He jumped from like something crazy 30 or 40 feet above the ring onto they had the ring covered with like thumbtacks and nails and stuff like that, and he landed flat on the ring, and just impaled his whole body with like thumbtacks and stuff, just all kinds of just I mean, he put his body through just horrible stuff, but
he did all that and still didn't get the point.
He did some crazy stuff, and I mean, I wasn't really into wrestling, so I can't speak with a lot of authority. There's a lot of stuff I don't know but I just do know that Mick Foley was an example of a person that built a very lucrative career on just being willing to do crazy things for money. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, my whole thing is the way there's nothing wrong with earning money and earning as much as you can, right? But I think there is something to say for how you go about it, and the kind of decisions that you're willing to make and going after that money. That was kind of my whole, if you're willing to do this in seventh grade, if you're willing to do this, it's going, which again, getting back to, you don't know. I mean, nowadays a perfume can be laced with fentanyl or something, I mean, you have no idea, be spraying a foreign substance into your mouth.
Yeah.
Stuff. So it's
that's the tricky thing these days, from eating candy that you don't know where it came from or whatever.
Right.
There was there was a kid in Mississippi. I lived there for a little while before my mission, and a little while after my mission. It was the brother just younger than me. So this kid was his age, and his name was Tristan, and I'll withhold the last name for privacy purposes. This kid though cracked me up. I'm pretty sure he's got to have hepatitis C by now, but he would eat and drink stuff. You're talking about the ashtray, you're talking about the perfume, that he would do it for free. I could guarantee you he would
just
do it
for entertainment purposes only.
Not even. I mean, my brother tells me, I wasn't with him during this one, but my brother tells me they were doing some scout camp out thing. They went into a gas station and, kids buying snacks and stuff. And he saw a Mountain Dew on on top of a payphone outside that was back in the day, they had payphones still. Outside the gas station. He sees this half empty Mountain Dew and he opens it up and just starts drinking it. And they're like, "Ooh, that's disgusting." And he goes, "What? I didn't even let it touch my mouth. I was just pouring it in." And just totally that's just him, right? And he's like, "Cool, free Mountain Dew," and just starts drinking it. Now, the one I can tell you I did see with my own eyes, and they told me he'd do this stuff all the time. Like he'd find candy on the ground. It was no 5-second rule. It was just, finders keepers rule was what he operated on. But I went to my brother's scout camp, and they were having breakfast. And I actually thought about this when Kenny was talking about the honey bun, because they were serving these honey buns for breakfast. These hot, gooey honey buns.
Ooh,
okay.
Good, yeah.
Somebody drops one in front of Tristan. It hits the dirt. I'm not talking about the ground. I'm talking about the dirt with pine straw giblets and rocks and whatever dirt. And they go, "Oh man." He looks at it and goes, "Sweet." And he picks it up, and I kid you not, he goes and starts eating it. He does what killed me though was nothing moved.
Nothing's coming off of that honey bun.
No, it looked like one of them Dunkin' Donuts with chocolate sprinkles on it. I mean, it was just covered with leaf bits and pine straw and dirt, and he just starts eating it. And this kid, he would do that stuff all the time. It didn't bother him at all. Didn't care. So either he's got the strongest immune system ever, or he's got hepatitis C right now, which there's a treatment for. Call me, make an appointment. We can take care of that.
Wow.
So don't take it too hard on the perfume taste tester.
Yeah. No, we weren't hard on him. Just had a teaching opportunity. Just a teaching opportunity for him and stuff.
Sounds like one of those good teachable moments.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's when you do the teaching, right? When the opportunity presents itself, and kind of being on guard and ready to teach, ready to pull out the whiteboard there and
X's and O's and
yeah, that's right.
Routes.
Yeah, and hope they learn from it and stuff. So, anyway, yeah, cool. That was my linger longer topic there. So
it's a good one.
Well, good.
Yep.
It's food for thought.
For sure.
Or perfume for thought.
Well, all righty. Well, y'all good?
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Cool. All righty. Well, y'all keep on striving.